Imagine a game where you can build your own Star Wars fleet and destroy your enemies.
Wow, this is so cool!
You've just spawned in your biggest and best ship and are ready to destroy the enemy fleet flying in front of you. Nothing is in your way. Bro, why did you pause the video? It was so good, just let me explain more, bro.
Stop crying, bro. There isn't a game like that on Roblox. I will go play Survive Tsunami for brain rots now.
Bro, what? You can't play this stupid game, bro. I will show you that this game exists.
Wait, what are you doing?
Welcome to Ship Defense Simulator. Alright, so right now we're in the game of Ship Defense Simulator and I chose a small lobby, as you can see, so we have time to explore everything without people in the way. Before we will get to the different game modes and the different buttons and UIs on the screen, you can see, we will first go over the lobby. You can see two different bot clone troopers. We got Season 5 Premium Pass information, what the Premium Pass will give you. It looks like we're in the hangar of the Venator ship, and you will see later those gunships have a special reason to be here. Then we got another board that shows what the VIP Game Pass gives you. Then we got the leaderboards. We got a top donation leaderboard where you can donate to the game. And a small detail, if we go here, we can go to the old lobby. This is how the old lobby looks. So you went into here, and then here you will be waiting until you get teleported to the game. Here are some memories. So to get back, you will just go there where you came from. And this is right here, and then you go back. Right here is another secret, where if you go here, you can see everyone who worked on the game. So here's the owner, Mr. Dominyt himself, and everything he did. Then here's everyone who worked. Now with the lobby decoration out of the way, I will now go over what each of this button does. Let's go first into the factions. As you can see, I'm in the Empire. There are other factions like the Republic, the Rebel Alliance, the Mandalorians, but I chose the Empire. Every faction gives you a special ship. The faction ship is that right here, and a special perk, speed and damage buffs for the Empire. And you see you got XP. With that XP you can upgrade all the different perks. Now this is a code button where you can redeem codes for special presents. And now if you click on the inventory button, you can see every ship you have in your inventory. You can also create loadouts, so you don't have to manually equip every ship again. If you want to change a loadout, you can just save your loadout here and just equip another one. And you got cosmetics, different medals. Now here you can change how the ships are ordered by rarity, faction, or equipped. and A to Z, but I will go rarity. Now if you go on a ship, for example the Titan, you see you will have a preview on how it looks in game. Then you see how much crew it costs and how much credit it costs, if it's equipped or unequipped, all the hard points, starfighters, if the ship got any, and its stats. Now if you go into the shop, you will see crates you can buy for your currency, and daily crates. There are two of them, one for VIP people and one for normal people. And there are also Roblox section where you see every game pass, crates, and the credits you can buy manually, and of course you can gift a game pass. Now here is a special shop where you can buy special ships that you can't get from crates. The best one being Executor, which is currently the best ship you can buy in the game. Now just to present you the animation, you can click on the crate, then buy. As you can see, I got my ship now. I can claim it, and there we go. Now there's also of course a skip button, so you don't have to wait, and you see, look at the next ship. This will be added soon, but you can kinda see in the background how it'll look. And the battle pass is just the normal battle pass. And on the right side of your screen you can see every ship you got equipped. If you want to join a game, you can click on play, and you will have 5 different game modes to pick. First the classic game mode, the legacy game mode, the mega game mode, survival, and slug out. I will cover the classic game mode, but the legacy game mode is just classic but older version of it. Mega game mode is like with way more people. Survival is that you have to defend only one station, and a lot of ships come from the sides and attack. And slug out is just PvP against other players. So now we click on classic. You can see all the parties that are created. You want to create a party, you can choose the player count, choose a map we want to play on. Here you got different planets, and if you click on them you get a little description. Now you click back and confirm. Now you click create and start. You see, the gunships now have a little animation. And there you fly into your match. There we go, we have loaded into the game, and we can now choose between 4 different difficulties, which is easy for now. And on each difficulty you will fight against another fleet. For example, the easiest being the Rebel Alliance. Now I have turned my play model off so you can watch the ships better. You also have free cam. If you click Shift and P, you have free cam and can move freely without your character needed to get the most epic shots out of the battle. I'll turn my character model on, and there you can see I'm here. So on the left side you got all your ships, how much they cost. Down here you got how much crew you have left and how much credits you got. And my fleet, where you can view every single ship of your fleet. What's special about this game is that those ships have to destroy every single station first until they can attack the planet. The boss, however, can just fly from the spawn to the planet. And what's even cooler about this game is you can click basically on your ship and then click on any part of the map and it will just fly there. So you have basic control over everything the ship does. You can click on what target it should attack, weak, near, strong, whatever. You got hard points, so you can repair them if they are broken, and you can sell it, of course. Now, here you go more ships. If I click 2, I get a preview on how it looks, Q to cancel, and left click to place. If I place it, it takes a little while, and then it arrives. So one more thing to mention, there are different type of ships. Some that specialize on fighters, because the ships can release fighters, as you can see, starfighters, and the starfighters can be pretty annoying if there are many of them. So you make sure you have a ship in your team that defeats. There's in my team being the Lancer. Now there are also ships like my transport right here that focuses on giving me money. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's great for the start of the match, so I can earn a lot more money. There are also ships that specialize on spawning those starfighters, those being carriers. So as you can see right here, the bigger the ship is, the longer it takes to arrive. Like these small lancers just take a couple seconds, while this took more than 10 seconds. And as you can see, we are at wave 40 now, one wave before the final boss. And there are way more ships right now, and way more going on than on the first wave. And with that, we have arrived at wave 15, this being the hardest wave of every difficulty, with the boss spawning. First, there's the first layer of smaller ships arriving, and right here comes the boss. As you can see, it's a big ship, and with that, we just won. Here we can see every ship that we lost in the fight, our multipliers and rewards. If you click on exit, we will get teleported back to the lobby. And that is a quick overview of how the game excuse me, bro. Though this was a quick overview on how the game SDS works, and now I've got a last special thing for you. We will now move on to the interview with a very special person inside of the SDS and MRD community. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Dominyt. Hello Mr. Dom, thank you for taking the time for this interview. Could you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Hi, I'm Mr. Dominyt, the owner of MRD Industries and creator of Ship Defense Simulator.
The first question I got for you is, how did you came up with the idea of SDS, like the game itself and the unique tower defense system?
I used to play an old, at the time, close to dead Star Wars tower defense game. By now my friend, Wobby15, Cody. I realized there was no TD game that had capital ships in it, and I got inspired to try and make my own game. When it comes to the uniqueness, there are several factors that contributed to the unusual style. Movement system, probably most important out of all, was mainly inspired by Empire at War. Another major difference are stations that we use now. They were a clever way to keep the TDS aspect of enemies following a preset path, while making it a unique experience for the player. Finally, crew, which is a direct counterpart to the general tower placement limit. It allowed us to further expand the tactical aspect of the game, as since then, players had to make the very important decision of what to spend their limited crew on. If you focused too much on raw damage, you end up at risk of losing to starfighter heavy fleets, as those ships usually lack in point defense. No interdictors means you are more vulnerable to enemy missile attacks, etc.
How long have you been working on SDS before you launched the game, and how many people have helped you with the project?
I made it off of a tutorial I found on YouTube, since I barely knew how to do anything in studio. aside from very simple code that couldn't get me anywhere and building stuff with parts. Basically a learn along the way project. It was a solo project at the time, but since then many individuals who showed interest in the game have helped.
What gave you motivation to keep on going, and did you had a moment where you wanted to give up on the entire project?
Definitely. Development can be stressful, especially in moments where you have hundreds of people excited for new content, which ends up breaking after release due to unexpected occurrences. But as with everything in life, it is important to keep pushing forwards, regardless of what's ahead and how terrible the situation feels. The main thing that gives me the drive to continue working is definitely building the community around the game. I love the feeling of seeing excited people trying to brainstorm leaked content, players coming up with content ideas of their own, and dedicated players posting videos on YouTube/TikTok, etc. It is super rewarding to see people interested in something you put so much time and effort into.
You have mentioned the community, and I have a question. What is your favorite part about the MRDs and SDS community? For what can we hope in the future? Will there be any big changes within the game?
Absolutely. At the moment, we plan to rework all outdated systems, starting with the abilities through the Battle Pass to the Hardpoint system, and introduce the tech tree progression leaked in-game in the Progression tab. We also have ideas for some new content to spice up the gameplay, but no leaks for it yet.
As a Roblox developer, what are the best tips you can give to someone who wants to create their own game?
Experience doesn't matter. All you need is the motivation to start and discipline to keep going and learning from your mistakes along the way. It is important to keep in mind that your first game is definitely likely to fail. So keep experimenting with new ideas, and one day you will find success.
Thank you so much for this interview. I loved hearing your answers. I'm excited to see how SDS will be in the future. Thanks again for taking your time.
No problem.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the new video style. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to like and subscribe and join my Discord server linked in the description. And I'm sorry if the video is poorly edited at some point. I'm just trying out a new editing style, so I hope you don't mind. Have a great day, guys.